Some of Ellen's most uncomfortable on-air moments. Hello YouTube. Today we'll cover 7 of the most uncomfortable on-air moments on The Ellen Show. Many people have grown fond of Ellen DeGeneres' quick wit, humor, and laid-back demeanor. However, this doesn't salvage her from some very awkward moments with her guests. Some of the segments on her show are more cringeworthy than comical. Wait until you see all of these bizarre moments. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. Let's get it going. 7. The most disappointing giveaway ever. Often, we love Ellen and her generosity to her audience. When her viewers heard the letter Ellen read out, they knew she would help in one way or another. The letter said, "I want to tell you about my amazing daughter, Jamie Bells. All her life, she has never had a grade below an A-, and she's paying for her entire college tuition all by herself. She even donated blood every week for 6 months to earn enough money to buy a computer. I'm not in a position to help her financially, but I'm hoping maybe you can." "I sure can," Ellen says. Bells is in the audience, super nervous at this point. "Jamie, come on down." When Bells gets to the stage, she explains to Ellen that she knew her mother was entering a contest but wasn't aware it was on her behalf. She continues to share about the little help she receives to settle her $50,000 bill. Shortly, Ellen tells Bells, "Your story is very sweet. I talked to my friends at Shutterfly and they want to help pay for..." Before she even finishes her sentence, the producer runs up to Ellen and whispers something in her ear. What everyone expected to end with "your tuition" turned out to, "So this is awkward, but we're going to give you a computer." Confused Belle then responds, "I have a computer." The whole situation was so awkward that the segment had to end abruptly. Tell us what you feel about this giveaway gone wrong in the comments section below. Gifts are nice, everyone loves them. However, getting an adult toy on daytime television might not seem like a nice idea for a gift. Find out next on how shook Ryan Seacrest was when he received a mysterious gift from Ellen. 6. That time Ryan Seacrest thought Ellen gave him an adult toy. When Ryan Seacrest appeared on the Ellen DeGeneres show during her birthday, he gave her a bingo game for a gift which they would use for game nights at her house. Just before the segment ends, Ryan finds a small gift bag close to his seat. He seems shocked when he takes a look inside. Ellen then asks, "What's that? More gifts?" Ryan then opens the bag and moves the blue metallic bingo marker. In his mind, he assumed it was something inappropriate for daytime TV. As he struggles to put it back in its bag, he starts grimacing and telling the host, "I don't know what this is." He sheepishly giggles and moves the bag away from him. Once Ellen notices the misunderstanding, she continues to laugh and is able to change the subject as she distracts the audience with bingo balls and yelling G51. Jessica Simpson blabbed away to number 5 in an interview with Ellen where she talked about anything and everything, including mermaids. 5. Jessica Simpson couldn't stop babbling. During an interview with Jessica Simpson, everything took a turn for the worst. Jessica Simpson was not able to keep a straight face at the beginning of the interview. She seemed to be slurring and going out of breath. She then tells Ellen that she wasn't pregnant because she had an IUD. She emphasizes nothing's gonna get in that uterus. Thinking the personal stories would end, things actually got more sticky for her. She started talking about mermaids not being allowed to pee on her children. What? If I was Ellen, I'd be running for my life at this point. She continues to talk about the definition of manhandling, which was obviously pun intended, and her 7-year marriage with Eric Johnson. She continues to explain that her longest relationship was with a woman, then continues to say, "But not like that." She was referring to her billion-dollar fashion empire, making an implication that if she could do it, anyone can. Simpson then continues to talk about her husband giving her massages in her sleep. At this point, Ellen just wanted a way out and started giving Jim Halpert-style stares at the audience. The torture came to an end when she was cut to a commercial. Talk about a lifesaver. The audience was miserable and it was obvious that Jessica was out of control. Caitlyn Jenner confronts Ellen in same-sex marriage blows up at number 4. If you thought that was weird, talk about the pot calling the kettle black. Ellen was left speechless when she discovered Caitlyn's views on same-sex marriage. What was meant to be a friendly interview turned out to be a cringeworthy moment. 4. The uncomfortable Caitlyn Jenner confrontation. When Ellen hosted Caitlyn on her show, she expected to have a like-minded opinion on matters touching on the LGBT community since Caitlyn was a transgender activist. But that was not the case. Caitlyn pointed out that she was a traditionalist who believed a relationship should be between a man and a woman. You can imagine the shock that Ellen had. Ellen, who is married to Portia de Rossi, a woman, gently pointed out, obviously, marriage is an important word because marriage is marriage and equality is equality. So we want the same word everyone else has. It is. That's the word. We want the same thing. This was after Caitlyn made these uncomfortable remarks. I kinda like tradition, and it's always been a man and a woman. As time goes on, I think a lot of people on this issue have really changed their thinking here to, I don't ever want to stand in front of anybody's happiness. That's not my job, okay? If that word, marriage, is really that important to you, I can go with it. Despite the episode having its cringe moments, Caitlyn later posted on her website supporting same-sex unions. It read, "Like many people, there was a time when I didn't realize how important it is for gay couples to have the right to get married. But after hearing from my gay friends and learning more about the hardships they face because of discrimination, it became clear to me that everyone should be able to marry the person they love." Ellen decides to put an audience member in Ellen jail for stealing, and this story makes our top 3. What do you think when the whole world sees evidence of you stealing? Hide in a deep, deep hole. This guest found herself in the hot seat after security cameras caught her doing the dirty. 3. She put an audience member in Ellen jail for stealing. Yes, Ellen put an audience member in Ellen jail on stage after security footage proved her to be dishonest. During a social experiment, Ellen set out goodies where people could only pick one thing to commemorate their visit to the show. Everyone was honest apart from one woman named Nancy. She even got rude to a friend who noticed her picking more than one item. Later, it is seen that Nancy opted to exchange one item for a hat. At this point, she still has no idea that she's being filmed. As soon as the show begins, a member is called on stage for a free hat and Nancy gets called out. In her defense, Nancy claims that she was picking souvenirs for her sister who couldn't make it. Ellen proceeds to respond, "A lot of people's sisters couldn't come. I like that you liked the product so much that you wanted to bring one back for your sister. But when you go to Costco, you're the person who, when you go trick-or-treating and nobody's home, you take the bowl. Let that be a lesson to you. You think nobody's watching you, and you need to be a good person just because you want to be a good person." As punishment, Nancy is put in Ellen jail. What an embarrassment. Up next is the moment on the show where she and Mark Wahlberg saying inappropriate things in front of an 11-year-old boy. 2. When Mark Wahlberg asked a child about Boogie Nights. Sometime in September 2017, Ellen had Daddy's Home stars challenge Zachary Rifkin, who is an 11-year-old middle school child, in a game called Does Daddy Really Know Best? The two stars, Farrell and Wahlberg, made things weird shortly after the question started flying. Ellen chooses to ask the child if he knew about any of their movies, and to her surprise, he knew about Daddy's Home and Elf. Wahlberg continues to ask if he'd seen the movie Boogie Nights that debuted in 1997. Rifkin had no clue about the movie. I mean, the kid wasn't even born then. What made these questions weird was the fact that Boogie Nights was about a porn star, something that was not appropriate for someone his age. As if this wasn't awkward enough, it gets weird when Ellen asks, as Gwen Stefani says, "This blank is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Spell bananas backwards." The Daddy's Home stars then buzz in thinking that they are meant to fill in the missing lyrics, which was the word shit. Ellen then joined Wahlberg in repeating the word about 19 times in front of Rifkin. I'm sure when he got back home, he was like, "Ellen taught me a new word today." Now we know who doesn't know best. King of Rant versus Ellen takes number 1. This time, everyone went silent when he snapped and started rambling on and on. I saved the best for last, but first I have a quick challenge that takes only 5 seconds to complete. So if you can leave a like and subscribe within the next 5 seconds, you'll get 10 years of amazing luck. Just try it. It really works. 1. Kanye West snaps and goes on and on. When Ellen invited Kanye West to her show in May 2016, the rapper made sure Ellen would never forget his interview. When she asked him about his tweets and if he regrets it, he snaps and rants on his own for 6 straight minutes. He focused on his artistry to fashion design to bullying to race to Facebook. Ellen was literally left as speechless as her audience was. Kanye rants, "Don't tell me about being likable. We've got 100 years here. We're one race, the human race, one civilization. We're a blip in the existence of the universe, and we're constantly trying to pull each other down," he says at one point. "Not doing things to help each other, that's my point. It's like I'm shaking talking about it. I know it's daytime TV, but I feel that I can make a difference while I'm here. I feel that I can make things better through my skill set. I'm an artist, and I feel that I can make things better through my skill set. I'm an artist. 5 years old, art school, PhD, Art Institute of Chicago. This does not end there. He further explained why he wanted to focus on apparel. Michael Jackson couldn't get his video on MTV because he was considered to be urban. I literally have to be the Michael Jackson of apparel in order to break down the doors for everyone who will come after I'm gone, after I'm dead, after they call me Wacko Kanye. Despite this rant sounding silly and most people making fun of it, it didn't turn out so well after a few months when Kanye suffered a psychotic breakdown. Pretty sure this will go down in Ellen's memory books. That marks the end of our video. As always, give it a thumbs up, and if you're new here, kindly subscribe to be part of this awesome family. We share the best from your favorite shows. Thanks for watching, and have an excellent day.